Let's do a testing. 1, 2, 3. Let's check our sound here to make sure we're okay. Let some people come in. You want to click on your phone a second to see if.
My phone's charging inside of my van.
Oh,
I
okay.
was down to
All right. There we
4%.
go. Oh, okay. I was down to 1% in the casino. So somebody can give me a sound check here. Oh,
If you could hear me, hit 69.
yeah. If you could give me somebody can give me a sound check on the side here. How you doing, Missy? How's the sound now, honey? Is it okay? Sound is good. You're fine. Okay, guys,
Awesome.
welcome to a classic rant tonight. Number one, let me start. I am thrilled to once again be seeing D Dubs and hanging with D. Great to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
You know how much I enjoy. I think we enjoy each other's company when we travel. We get each other. We don't press each other. Our expectations are give and take and things. And if something's not to your liking, you tell me, hey, that's not my cup of tea or whatever, and we move on. I make suggestions and things happen, but it is great to see D. If you saw, we went to the Cal Neva. We rolled the dice on the steak tonight, and it wasn't bad. You have better wins.
Steak
You
was,
have
yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
The canned vegetables wasn't something to
yeah.
get excited about.
The steak was good. And hello everybody. Hello.
Hello, penny pincher.
So I want to tell D how honored I am to see him again and be able to travel with him. I'm sharing some of the boondock things here in Reno. I think it's pretty good this area here for boondocking. You get the beautiful city views and everything else. So short of parking in front of the mayor's office, it's mayor's house. It's pretty good here. So welcome to all of you. I'm glad the sound is better now. I want to make sure that I am heard. You know, guys, we have travel from Europe has been restricted now. That's been cut off by the president. The coronavirus, because America is a very mobile society. It's not like China, where very few people can afford to travel. So most people are at their homes all the time. In the United States, we're on the go, traveling salesmen, conventions, people going places. It's a more affluent society.
Yeah.
People travel more. So therefore, viruses have much better vectors to carry and do their thing. And we're sweeping exponentially across the nation now. Now, people have asked about Reno. Your first thoughts on Reno, D, the first time that you've been in Reno. What do you think?
It's like a ghost town of Vegas, a dying Vegas. Looks like the old school Vegas, the lights and everything. I really enjoy. Those are the type of things I like, but nobody's here.
Yeah, we're almost at a tipping point of fear and panic now in the nation, such as I've not seen since taking me all the way back to the nuclear age of duck and cover and practice getting under your desk when the civil defense warning sirens go off and things, and looking at the films. This is what happens to a home when a nuclear blast. It's like, yeah, I'm going to survive that. Yeah. Out there, they canceled the NBA games. Yes. Yes, D is cute. Yes, he is. And,
Thank you.
He's a pleasure. Beyond that, he's fun to he's fun to hang out with. The fundamental way of life is going to change a lot. I think it was the 16th of February, I came out and gave an initial warning that something big was coming. I did not quite understand yet the magnitude of what it was, but I got good connections in China. And from what I was hearing in China, it's like, whoa, we got something here that's a little different than the average influenza that comes over to the United States. This is some serious stuff. And I did a video at that time, and I told people it might be smart to prep, get ready to quarantine yourself for a 14-day period. Well, it seems like it was pretty sound advice now to do something like that. Today we have and tonight with the futures on the stock market, we have hit the panic point in selling on Wall Street, but we've not hit. I hate to sort of say it, but I don't even think we're probably right at the halfway point of the initial plunge here in the markets. And that's bad news to people. I think 25% of a 50% drop is pretty serious. The bottom line is life is going to change a lot. in this country, and it's going to change, and it's going to change in a major way, and it's going to affect a lot of people, and it's going to affect people on YouTube, because people that are content creators and people that depend on YouTube for their very existence, and I'm happy D does not. He works and makes his money. He's got a good job that provides him a steady income when he wants to work, and I admire the fact that he's out there getting something done. But for those who depend on YouTube, and particularly those who showcase their terrible attitudes on a daily basis and their psychoses, there's no other way to put it. Really tough times are going to be coming up, and the days of the free ride are probably coming to an end. And there's going to be a lot of people that are really tightening up.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that are going to crap themselves when they see their portfolios and their 401ks and things like that, and they're not going to be of a mind to take care of bums in vans that are unwilling to work out there. And that's going to be the reality of life. Now, will that be good YouTube to watch? Yeah. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be real dramatic things that are coming up in the future. You know, D, if I told you, let's go down to Monkey Boy. We met Monkey Boy, the ranger, the Army Ranger out there. And he was a nice guy, okay? Suppose we were telling Monkey Boy, we go down there, we see him in a couple days when we go down to Vegas. Hey, man, how about if you just put us up at your house for 4 months?
4 months.
4 month. Why don't
all
you
exclusive? I don't want to pay for food or work.
Okay. I don't want to pay for the hot water that I'm going to consume. I don't want to pay towards the internet that I'm consuming. I don't want to pay towards the heat that I'm enjoying, the shelter I'm enjoying. And by the way, Monkey Boy, I want you to gut my van and do a build on my van. What do you think, Monkey Boy? What do you think Monkey Boy would say? He would say, you've got rocks in your head. But yet we have a character on YouTube who purports to be my friend that has exactly done that in life. And, my friend said, we told you it would happen. We told you it would happen. But I lead with my heart. Okay. Ask me if I have any regrets. The answer is no. I don't have any regrets about the work that I did. But ingratitude has been a hallmark of this. Sometimes we have an inability to see ourselves as others do. And even though 100 people will tell you this is what we see, you will still pit yourself against the opinion of 100 people and say 100 people are wrong and I am right. And we see that psychoses exhibited, that for lack of a better, that character flaw that comes out that is I am right and you are wrong. Well, things are going to be changing, and they're going to be changing in a major way. And the days of depending on YouTube for your sustenance, and I guess that's the reality when it comes to Elvis Travels' life, is he's now facing the prospects that, my God, can it really be that I'm going to have to try to get a job somewhere and sustain myself? But the tragedy is we're coming into a period now where employers can be awful selective about who they choose to hire. Why? Because there's going to be a flooded labor market of tons of overqualified people that are so desperate to pay their mortgages and their car payments that they're going to be excited to walk the beat as a security guard. And you'll have people with highfalutin degrees walking security.
They also check out social medias and stuff nowadays. They want to see what you're like.
Saying. So the ultimate smash up is when somebody with that kind of attitude and that psychosis reaches the point where life suddenly has a crack up, which is all we've had at the current time. We've had a terrible wreck here in the world. You now are charged with responsibility for supporting yourself in the face of a world that the temperature just went down about 100 degrees to the freezing point out there. Okay, people's hearts are going to be stamped
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? It's
People are stocking up on things for their family for the future, so they're not just going to throw money around.
exactly. They're not going to throw money around, and they're going to decide what really is entertainment and what's not entertainment. You know, when there's some people that want you to manage their PR. I guess for lack of a better word to put it, there's some people that want you not only to take responsibility for your own self, but to take responsibility for other people that interact with your chat. In other words, every person that says a negative thing for the sake of one person that's been a friend, you're supposed to overthrow the opinions and boot people left and right for the sake of somebody who's a friend. Now, to me, is a friend somebody that gave you shelter, gave you hot water, gave you a place to stay, and then on top of that, rebuilt your van?
Yeah, that's a friend.
Right?
Made
Right.
sure you never went hungry.
So, in the interim, I'm supposed to massage this person's PR and let things go. I'm sorry, nobody ever massaged my PR. Right? Guy with tits, guy with a wig, guy with a $2 Walmart wig. I could go down the list forever. If I ever complained or whined about, not ever. You know why? Because it's social media. And I know that I control the way that by my actions, I can control the level of, like or dislike that I get out
Yeah.
there. So smart thinking people don't think of YouTube as being, I can be the dirtiest player in the game and drive views. They think of the long haul strategically of how do I appear to people on YouTube? What message do I take out to people? If I play a word association game, what are they going to answer back if I say the name Elvis Travels? Give me the first word that pops into your mind.
Elbow?
Well, I'm just saying. It's not usually going to be a
No,
positive thing.
it's nothing positive,
Right.
really.
So when you build your reputation on being the dirtiest player of the game and specifically interjecting yourself into chats where you can make yourself the center of attention, where you can go in and say outlandish, deviant, sexually deviant things into chats and things, all for the sake of what? Having people talk about you the next day and make a big fuss about you. Put yourself into as many chats as possible. Last night being a perfect example of that, putting himself into a chat that Dave the fisherman was having out there, all for the sake of putting himself across other people that would not at that current time subscribe to his channel. That his expectation was not that he was offended, not that he was bothered by the people that were saying things. The expectation was to get the views, to drive more subscribers to his channel. That's a sad commentary on life. It really is. It's a super sad commentary on life. And now, as I've said before, you sow the wind, you reap the whirlwind now. We're now coming to a point where the attitude is, oh, I can get a job anytime I want to get a job. And you're going to, once you reach a certain age and you're up against people in their 20s and 30s that have more stamina and more strength to be security guards and things like that, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. How you doing, Eddie?
We can start looking at physicals too. They want somebody more physical fit that can run.
Somebody that can fit a uniform, somebody that has some sense of duty and some sense of responsibility, and doesn't see life as lawsuits and people to sue and people to have bad relationships with. So if you started YouTube as an experiment 6 years ago, I would say right now you've probably failed. You're reaching the fail point, and you alone have yourself to blame for reaching that fail point. Nobody else. Nobody else. I came in, people told me left, right, and center, Rosie, you're a dope for doing what you're doing. You know it's going to come back on you, you know? And I'm like, yeah, 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 but you know what? I've got a heart. I'm going to do it anyway. No regrets. No regrets whatsoever. But when you ask somebody specifically and you haven't talked about them for, well, hell, a long time since I left,
Yeah, I don't talk about them. When people,
and the insistence on every chat stream to talk about me and to talk about D, all because there's absolutely, let's face it, guys, there's zero potential for content right now. What can you do? You can sit in a parking lot and you can make up pretend stories about what's going on and being threatened in life when you know very well nobody on YouTube is ever going to lift a hand to hit somebody because of what happens on YouTube, and that's the reality. So I specifically texted and said, do not talk about me on your chat. Leave me out of your mouth. We've gone our separate ways. We're doing our own things. You've proved that you're not the friend that I thought you were. As soon as you left the Rancho, you cut off the communications. You went live with people and claimed that you're coming back to the Rancho without even communicating one word to me. You put yourself back on the Rancho to continue doing the work that was to be done. I guess it's that presumptive attitude that I find very offensive in life. Okay. And but I don't have to. I'm not facing the content deficit here. I can be on the road indefinitely as long as my health holds up. I've worked my 46 years. I don't have to worry. I don't have to sit around a forlorn parking lot in a in a in a in a lousy town like Roner Park and pretend I'm bringing people content by talking about what I think about Arizona. Who in the hell cares what you think about Arizona? Who in the hell cares? What do you contribute to Arizona to be able to give an opinion back? Honest to God, what's the return on it? Nothing. It'd be one thing if you were a taxpayer and actually provided something in return to help make Arizona a more livable place, but there's nothing in return, nothing at all.
I found a lot of content down there, so much that I couldn't even do all of it.
And I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, you want to review a McCafe coffee? Do it. You want to sit there and look dumb in the van, talking to state of the steering wheel and drumming up and talking about other people because you have no absolutely, you're petrified. You won't spend $1 to drive and put it into gear for Chicago. You're pestering people to pay your way. Well, guess what, man? The curtain has come down on that show. They're taking the stage down now. The roadies are packing up. The good times are flying away right now. You're going to find out what a really cold and cruel world it can be coming up. A world that I would say that you're least adapted to surviving. And sadly for you, there's going to be people, not me. I'm not going to be one of them. There's going to be people that relish in the misery as long as it's there's live streams to watch and things like that. Okay, that's the sad reality of things. You have not cultivated a feeling of having people want to come to your aid and to support your content, and that's the sad bottom line of all that.
I was excited though when he first left and he said it was all going to be for now on RV channel and traveling channel, but that was the last thing he said about it, and he's never really done anything about traveling RV.
Nobody cared because there's no traveling, there's no RVing, there's zero in the way of content. There's a desperation and a recognition now that the game is changing and the rug is being pulled out from under people, and it's a frightening time. You know, if you have not, for lack of a better way of putting it, if you've not squirreled your nuts away in life and prepared yourself for what could potentially be coming, you're going to be in a world of hurt and have that on display so you can have your classic rants. You can talk about being a content provider, but the reality is, ask people if they will support that. Yeah, you'll have a few dollars here and there, but I'll tell you what, the world is changing rapidly, and if nothing else in the world, we all know, we all get an idea that something horrific is underway, and it's going to have very long-term consequences for the world. My screen almost got a scalpel thrown at it tonight, huh? Everybody should be done. If you have to, Norm came in as a nice guy. How many Norm F's are out there? Well, you can pray that there are. You can put yourself across. Like, I'll never forget the night down, and it was really shocking to me. The night down in Las Vegas when you and I, for the first time, we encountered Eric, the goat guy.
Mm-hmm.
And what was our inclination? Our thoughts were to help the guy, get the guy and his girlfriend something to eat, get some publicity, get some subs to come in, and help him build his channel and help him be successful on YouTube. And when I looked over to that phone that night, and I saw on the side chat, there was Elvis Travels typing in the side chat, telling him, my channel was on fire. I'm a YouTube celebrity. In other words, even with Eric's 10 or 12 people that were watching, he used to get like 8 or 10 people on his stream at that time. Now he gets 30, 40 people. Even at that time, he was still going in there, working that chat, not to be a help, not to send the guy a couple bucks, not to be supportive, but to take care of number one, in the hopes of telling this guy, I'm a big hitter, and you need me, and have all of your people sub me. That was a kick in the head that night. That was shocking to me. Absolutely shocking that somebody would come on like that, use that situation with that poor man in his coat and with his life, and to see him as nothing more than somebody to be used along the way. That was a turning point in my mind.
Oh, wow.
That was a big turning point in my mind where I stopped caring, because at that particular moment in time, it was demonstrated to me what this guy is really, truly all about. Okay? And I thought to myself, I'm going my own way. You take care. You get yourself back to Chicago. You get yourself Boondock, and you get Mr. X to help you work on that van. I'm not working on it anymore. Okay, I did everything that I said I was going to do on the van,
and beyond, really,
and beyond, and provided that shelter and everything else. So at that point in time, that night, I had a feeling of absolute, just, my heart was saddened that night. It really was. That he would take that opportunity with me and you, and having met Eric, to intersperse himself in there, to try to drive in this desperate gamble to just try to grow the channel. And I thought, this isn't good. This is really, the message of that is a really, really, really bad message. So at that point in time, I didn't care about it. If you want to have a chat that is positive, you conduct yourself in a positive way. Do you know people watch us when we're on other people's chats?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that?
Oh, yeah.
They'll tell you, D, I saw what you did on, you
were
wolfed up,
Yep.
I have people text me, did you see D over on the chat tonight? He was lit up. People watch.
Yeah.
They see how you interact with other people. They judge what your heart is. Okay, and as much as people might want to say, a lot of people that are jealous, like Rosie's a scammer and blah, blah, blah. I think you know me well enough by now. I have a very sincere heart when it comes to people and life.
I don't think you've scammed anything out of me.
No,
I don't have anything to scam.
I don't use people for views, and I don't go to bed at night thinking, what kind of manipulated, nonsensical drama can I put up tomorrow to drive views? Okay, We put up real, true content, okay? Food reviews, live streams on the road. We'll be going around a little bit. We'll be hitting the road and doing some chooching and streaming tonight. Things that people genuinely enjoy, and they're not going to be trolling my side chat. Okay, they're not going to be telling me, you know, picking on me. And you know, the topper is this guy doesn't think he runs a troll chat. But when you go back and look at the replay, 90% of the people are in there trolling the heck out of him.
Yeah,
that's a troll chat.
Everybody, what I hear is
I don't entertain the trolls. That's all it is, man. Is entertaining the trolls.
Everybody tells me the entertainment's not his content; it's his side chat. That's where the entertainment is on his channel. That's what I'm saying.
But again, it's a failure to see. It's a failure. I guess the mirror is broken. It shows an image of something that's not true. And I had really hoped that the 4 months that we had spent together would really rub off in a positive way, and he would get beyond worrying about the dumb things that people said. You know, like I'm supposed to monitor my chat and kick out people that troll him. Hey man, it's a natural consequence. When you see the salmon swimming, you go fishing. You know, you drop your line in, right? I don't care where it is. If it's this point in the stream or that point down the stream, you drop your line in the water where you can. And it's not my responsibility to police that. Never has been. It never will be. And, you know, the reality of life now is going to be very cruel in this country. But you know what, D? I feel very good about myself. I have zero regret about what the van build I did. I did it to the very best of my abilities. I bought some materials myself and contributed to the van. There really wasn't much of a budget, and I think we performed miracles. Did you see the inside? Did you see how nice that looked?
Yeah, you did a wonderful job.
But somebody.
The only thing that was missing was a bathroom.
But you know, a person can't say, you know, it's got to be. It was my design. It was actually, you know, you can never put anybody else first. Well, you'll find that people will like you a lot more in life when you put other people ahead of yourself. This is what people observe on YouTube. How do you interact? It's not what you and I do on the stream. It's like, what are we doing elsewhere in the community? How are we interacting with people? Are we using people to build up? You see me go into streams and say the most outrageous stuff, so people will talk about it. It's cheap content, right?
Cheap
is
content,
that going to build?
Yes.
Is that going to build a solid channel?
No.
No. Hell to the no.
Just he's got solid content, right? He's living in it. That van is solid content.
So, you know, I can't cure the lack of content, and you know, you can sit there and talk about the California being a police state. Well, I got to tell you, you're a big contributor to the problem of why California is a police state, because you come in and you take and you give nothing in return, zero. Your whole methodology is, what can I get out of the system? Never what can I do to make America a better place to live? And that's no wonder we're where we are today, with just this grab and go and all this philosophy of me. Well, I can't stand people that are me. It's always been a turnoff. Always been a turnoff. So, yeah, I wasn't charged with responsibility, Julie, of lug nuts and drivetrain and things like that. My charge was to make the inside of the van, to make that livable, and I did that. I did that to the very best of my ability, and I got virtually nothing in return for that, besides a comment that, well, you got the content on it. That content came at a heavy price. Of every time we would travel, there would be a complaint. People that have good manners, they tend to suck it up if there's something that they don't like. Were you raised that way?
Yes.
Right. You go to somebody's house and
politely speak that you don't care for this, but you'll Like any kind of relationship, friendships, whatever kind of relationship you're in, you have to compromise. That's just it.
But people in life give and take. There's a pull. I don't like everything that you may do. You don't like everything that I might do. But I'll tell you what, if you try the experiences with an open mind, change your mindset, push the reset button, sometimes you can have a really good time.
Sometimes you overcome. I'm like, wow, that was actually pretty cool.
That was actually pretty. That is a learning experience when you're out there doing that. I'm not used to people in life that see other people as tools to succeed. It goes against the grain of my nature, and I think there's nobody I wouldn't give the shirt off my back. I don't care if they were broken down. I would do my best to try to help them. I mean, while Marshall's first inclination is to raid Eric's poor stream for the people he can get out by telling him he's on fire in his channel. You know what I'm thinking about? I can't wait to check this guy's house out to see how bad the state of the fires were and things like that. Maybe we can do something to help this guy's real life apart from YouTube. And I've burned up a lot of mental fuel thinking about how I can help this guy in life. They're the kind of people I now want to associate with, people that are positive nature. The sad thing is, and I often hearken back to Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. It was one of the greatest books that was ever written. And it was written in a period of very tough times in England. We think of England as prosperous and things, but like any country, the rich controlled 90% and the poor struggled on the remaining 10%. And Dickens' whole writing style was to try to lay a little bit of a guilt trip on people to, look at the life that you've created for people. Look at the fallout from your being in life. Ebenezer Scrooge. Look at how this family struggles and how society struggles, and the rawness of Jacob Marley's ghost saying, "Well, it's all good, Ebenezer, because when people die, it reduces the surplus population, and that's a good thing in life." That's the kind of attitude. That's the kind of attitude that Dickens tried to bring to life. The real tragedy is, I don't think Elvis Travels is ever going to have that Ebenezer Scrooge revelation. That one day he opens the blinds and said, "I'm alive and I'm still here and I'm going to make a change in my life, and I'm going to put people first and not things." And sadly, I think it's gonna come in a very sad and bitter way, and it's going to be a extremely bitter medicine to swallow. I think that's what I'm most sad about. You took a 4-month opportunity to build goodwill. Yes, you have to sail through some headwinds and things, but people observe to see this change really come. Do you really want to be positive, or are you just going through the motions until such time as you've got what you want and now you can move on and revert to your own self? Well, as is proven, you reverted to your old self, and what's really sad is you'll deal with the consequences of that now as life dishes out some really tough lessons coming up here on in the world. I'm just doing YouTube right now. That's what I'm saying. Well, maybe one day RV Debs, he'll have that lightning striking like Saul on the horse and become St. Paul. But it's a person that I've come to see is incapable of thinking about other people, and there aren't many people like that in life that are just devoid of caring. Never gave Missy Jenn couldn't walk up to the dollar store 2 blocks away and pick up Missy Jenn a little Valentine's for Valentine's Day. I didn't care about me, but I know Missy Jenn was hurt by that, and to offer to do something for us, it just, I guess there's some people that's just not in their nature. It doesn't cross their mind to reciprocate in life. But Missy Jenn's the kind of person, she just sucks it up and rolls on in life, and that's the way it goes. So, um, will it ever change? 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I thought it might change. But the very, very terrible experience in Reno that eventually saw me losing my shit on an open mic, um, that was a big turning point for me, that I could be so distressed about doing something that I had zero interest in doing again, and to have somebody say to me, the only reason I came was because of I wanted to go to a brothel and I wanted to get some food. It's a pretty narrow base to build your existence on, isn't it?
Yes. Hey,
I mean,
whatever motivates him to travel.
Am I wrong? I mean, you've been an observer of things, and he's certainly picked on you, and you've taken the high road, and as I've kind of requested that you do too, because I don't think your natural spirit is to engage people in a negative.
I don't watch him anyways. I blocked him a long time ago, so I really don't even know what he's saying or anything. People tell me, or I'll see clips of recorded streams.
Yeah, how you doing, Deb?
I have no interest in that. That's not my kind of thing. It's not my cup of tea.
And then leaving junk behind, leaving the ladder for the instead of packing up his van and making multiple trips, leave a pile of junk for us to deal with there. The Shine Shack was in reasonably good shape. I was happy about that, but it speaks volumes in life, and all I can say at this point, I did the very best I could. I gave it my all-out, very best shot at being the very best friend that I could be, and I did not succeed in moving that needle one iota in the other direction. So enter D, and then it's a whole enter D, enter Monkey Boy, enter Mr. Z, Vegas Vixen, all the people that I can meet in life. I hope to meet Jackie Blue and some other people coming up here. That's the upside of things now. The upside of things, the upside of things is got somebody that is not a negative person. They're a positive person. They don't have their mind doesn't have a fixation on brothels and MGTOW. This ridiculous it's certain people's minds will latch on to things that fit that think they're convoluted thinking, like today that men still worry about getting themselves tied down to a woman because a woman only wants them for a paycheck. Dude, more than half the people in law school and medical school now are women, okay? I mean, it's kind of like the other way. I hate to tell you.
It is moving the other direction very rapidly.
In a negative way, where it's going to be wig towel and a vibrator, okay? You know what I mean? It's like you're the dispensable. You're the one that's viewed as the leech in the relationship. And I always tried to put it to him that this is a changing world. You do not have a concept of the ground moving beneath your feet when you think that the average woman today is just looking to hook a guy to raise her kids. No, I'm sorry. Maybe the actual...
Most guys are looking for a woman so he can escape his kids and be taken care of.
So
that's the new trend.
I hate to break the news to you, but MGTOW is one of the most screwed up concepts I've ever heard in my life. It's an anachronism. It's some ill-advised attempt to return to the 1880s, to the 1920s again. It isn't going to happen. Okay. And women aren't going to take a backseat in society. And let's not get it twisted. The rush for prostitutes is really because of an inability to have any faith in yourself to operate within the current social framework of society today. And that's the bottom line. And that's the way I see it. I put it out there because it's the truth. It's the fail-safe mechanism. It's like the elevator button you push in life that goes all the way down to the bottom floor. Okay? That's it. Put your brain on hold, put your emotions on hold, get your dick out and just do it. Okay? That's the reality of that. And that's the sad reality of that. I disagree about I think it's not all well the way he presents it, it is. So that's his presentation. Ask him why he's afraid of relationships, and the answer is, I don't want to get tied down and have to depend. God forbid you be responsible for something in life. What a horrible thought. Yeah, I'm fine, JK. I'm fine. Where my friendship goes now will be in his hands, unless there's a remarkable change and a whole renewed spirit, which I think the economy will be doling out in spades coming up. It's as far as I'm concerned, I am going to continue doing the positive content I do. We're going to head out on the chooch. We're going to have a couple beers tonight. And you know what? Dee's probably going to have a good time. How's your back tonight? Is your back?
Oh, man, I need a back brace.
It's your back hurting?
No, it's good.
Tonight. That's good. Not to make fun of back problems, but I'm just saying he'll probably be with a nice spirit of doing things here. Thank you. Dick says, great rant, Rosie. It's up to him moving forward. He's the one that cut the tie. When I went down to Roner Park in the spirit of trying to see if everything was okay, and he took off, that was basically the straw that broke the camel's back for me. Missy Jenn attempted to engage him in conversation, and he hung up on Missy Jenn. And when she relayed that to me, that he couldn't have time to engage in a conversation with her because of this perceived threat.
After all you guys
after all that was done, I said, that's it. That's all, And you can't have a better friend than me in life, if I say so myself. Okay. So you throw a lot over the side, and good luck and good fortunes with you in life. And you better take a hard look at yourself when the van has its next major problem, and nobody picks up the phone to take your call. Okay, that's the bottom line. So, all right, and that's a real sad state of affairs, because as I said 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, D, if I broke down in Reno today and I was uncomfortable, there's people that would put me in a hotel. There's people that would call the towing. There's people that would pay to repair my van. I'd never ask them to do so, but just that knowledge in your head,
right,
that's the base you have to build on. Do you understand the power of that in life? You've had it before, that people have,
all over.
Remember you got locked out of the hotel, and people like D will put you up in the hotel.
Lock my keys in my van.
They're like,
just the other day.
You could wait for Rosie. She's up at 6 a.m. She'll be at the Denny's.
Locked my keys in my van just the other day, and had a subscriber saying, "Hey, save your money, and we'll use it. We'll use our AAA to get your keys."
Yeah,
out.
That's right, Red Pill. Yeah, that's it. So, that to me is such a precious gift that takes years to build something like that up, but it can be lost overnight, that goodwill that you have with people.
Yeah.
When you abuse people, when you put yourself out as better than people in life, And when you look down on people and you degrade people, when you use people, it all comes back in the end to totally where there might have been a small fire of compassion. It's drowned with an ocean of dislike, and that's a sad thing. Anybody that depends on YouTube, or not depends, but it enjoys the support that I get on YouTube here would understand what an important thing that is to take care of your the way people think about you and the way that people care about you. That's the biggest gift. That's the real subscriber base. That's the real base of meaning on YouTube. Is ask yourself, if I broke down tomorrow, would they come over the hill like the 7th Cavalry and bail me out? And I'm happy I can say, yeah, they would. Probably you too. On here, how you doing, Deb? So,
I won't have to.
Yeah, I mean, JK NoCal for sure. I know they would. I know they would. And that's not something to be used and abused. That's just something you keep inside your heart that reminds you every day, hey, make the right choices, do the right things, and do the right things in life, and try to help. Don't hurt. Build people up when you can. Don't tear them down. How about when I first met you?
Yeah, it was great.
We missed a little bit.
Yeah.
And what was your thought? She's never going to meet me out there.
No, I even seen you when he's driving by. I was like, I just saw you in the truck. You're like, yeah, okay, I'll be there.
Yet in you were in Vallejo.
Right. Oh yeah.
You're like, I'm going to message Rosie, and Dee's like, I kind of wondered. I don't think she's going to come over and going to care about me. Of course, I care about you. When somebody reaches out and says, I want to meet you, and of course, I'd already followed your content down in the deserts of Arizona and things like that. Now people understand that's my real nature, to be like that. I don't look at how many subs you have, and I don't come on and say you're not a meaningful person on in life because you're not a big hitter on YouTube. Who in the hell cares, man? Who in the hell cares?
Right.
Life is short. You know what I'm saying? Human capital, right?
Did he really do a hit and run?
I don't know. I'm not been involved. That's not my, like I said, with last night and going down to try to make sure everything was okay. And when he took flight and couldn't even wait after I got out to drive down there and ran in his van, that told me that was the clincher for me. That was it. I said to myself, if it was anybody else, would they have stayed there and appreciated that I drove down to see if everything was okay? Would you have taken off?
I wouldn't have took off, no.
Up YouTube drama and views and being the dirtiest player in the game. I guess for a long time, I didn't want to accept that in my mind, that there was. I thought maybe I was a little bit of an exception to that. Well, I put that to rest last night.
Yeah.
When I hit the road today, people saw I had a smile on my face that was a mile wide when I was on the road, because I knew I didn't have to deal with I'll have to deal with the negative world now of economic depression and pestilence and things like that, but I won't have to worry about my day-to-day life hanging out with people in life. Let's see. How you doing, Cheryl? Nice to see you.
Hey, Cheryl.
Brandon said, Dr. Phil tells us when people show and tell us who you are, believe them. Yes. It takes more time for people to see. Yeah, but I don't, how you doing, Deb? I don't have any regret. I wouldn't do anything different than I did, because that's my nature, to be a hopeful person that always wishes that change comes, and that change for the better, and that people's hearts and things change. But if somebody's truly you can't put compassion in people that it's not there.
Right.
You can't put feelings. You can't put empathy. You can't put uh, caring in people's hearts.
I'm just I'm just kind of stoned.
Yep.
Not tired, just
So
stoned.
there we go.
I've been living off of like
How
2
you
to
doing,
4 hours of
Dave?
sleep though, last like
Yeah.
week.
So this is why I'm. How you doing, Dave? So this is why I'm going to continue to seek out the positive in life. Where my relationship goes with Elvis Travels will not be of my design. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm owed a tremendous debt of gratitude, as is Missy Jenn, and that's the bottom line. And this apology for totally stiffing me when he went to the Rancho, to the point of not responding to text and things like that for no reason at all, just because of this built up anger, because people still trolled him on my chat. What a lousy excuse for a friend. Can you imagine that? You talk about being an alpha male? Now tell me, he's an alpha male. Is his needle going to be moved by people that troll him on a chat?
No. Well, I've always said this, and this is something that people have told me. If you have to tell people who you are, then the only person you're really trying to convince is yourself.
Yeah,
and that's not who you are. If you're constantly saying you're alpha, or you're constantly saying you're a celebrity, like if you're a celebrity, you don't have to say you're a celebrity. We know.
Exactly. It's already baked in the cake.
Right.
So I'm going to ask everybody tonight to please take a second. If you like the positive message I tried to bring out tonight of honesty and my gut feelings about life and what's coming up, and how it intersects this particular person, I wish nothing but the best and happiness. I'm going to ask you to please hit the thumbs up button tonight and make a statement here tonight that compassion and caring still means something in the world today, and it's not always me, and I want, and I got to have this, and how many views do I have? How many times do you ever see me talk about I got this views on this?
Never.
Have you ever heard me talk about
no.
that?
What I like though is when he's like, we got this many views. How many do you have? I'm like, well, dude, you got over half of my subscribers, or double my subscribers. You should. I mean,
I'm just saying, my brain just it doesn't go there. It doesn't go to that point. I do put my head down at night and say, did I have a good time today? Did I have fun? And I'm thinking about, the people we meet when we're out shooting and having a blast. That's what I hang my hat on. So when YouTube, I guess I would turn it around on Elvis Travels and say, when YouTube, Elvis, means more to you than real life and real friendships, then I would say it's time for a serious reevaluation in life. Because I can tell you, coming up, the one thing that you do not want to be without in the future, and don't always count on the people that have been there, because the people that you have counted on are going to be experiencing tremendous financial blows in the way of cut pensions, cut benefits, and things like that. If I were you, I would nurture and care for friends like they were the most important thing on planet Earth, which they will be for you. And that is the bottom line. Thank you for the thumbs up. Dee and I are going to hit the streets now and do a little bit of fun chooching here. I will be on the stream live. I'm not monetized at the current time. Guys, I'm not sitting here beating the drum for things. I got some very nice contributions today. Dee and I were able to enjoy dinner tonight. And then we'll be able to enjoy a couple more meals here through the kindness of Craig Sr. here.
Yeah, thank you, Craig.
Craig, wonderful, supportive person.
He's awesome.
So that's the way I feel about stuff. It's like, that's life. So Well, obviously, I've now turned the tables and proven conclusively that he's a person that YouTube is his whole life. And people at this point in time, and I hope there will be a day when it changes, at this point in time, YouTube means more to him than friendships and things that people have done for him. In other words, he would rather stand there and degrade people and diminish people all for views and having some semblance of trumped up content when there's really no content to be made, because you're sitting around a parking lot sleeping and doing nothing all day at all. So that will change really soon, and that's going to be a beautiful thing to observe. The free ride is over. Woo! It's coming to an end. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching tonight. It's a very classic rant that I have given. I appreciate it very much. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to Mouse Toes, Jen, Kim C, JK NoCal, as well as all the other ones out there that are so supportive, Missy and the other ones out there. You guys are wonderful. The Juice, thank you for always having my back. And that is very appreciated. Letting me do the dumb things that I do. Okay? All right, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the chooch.